Today we're going to talk about people, process, tech, and you've probably heard that combination before. It's usually used when you talk about systems, but today I want to talk about how it relates to stress-free business growth. Who doesn't want more of that, right? So let's go ahead and get right in. So really when it relates to people, process, technology, the who is who you have doing the work in your business. The what is what they're spending their time on. And the how is how to do it most efficiently. So think of these three things as kind of a three-legged stool, or think of it as a Venn diagram where you have people, process, and technology all interlocking. I always love to work in Venn diagrams because the overlapping part, there's a lot of secret sauce in those overlapping parts of the two triangles. So when I think of people and process working together, that really creates better collaboration because you're kind of working together, starting to build process, and it forces you to kind of figure out what's working, what's not working. When you have people and technology together, that helps create better innovation. And then when you have technology and process together, that's when you can create better automation. So I'm always thinking in these three circles and how they overlap and what I can learn from when they overlap. So it allows me and my team, really, we always look at this of when we see gaps or issues in our company, it's usually because one of these is out of alignment. So again, think of it like a three-legged stool. Everybody's always thinking, oh, technology is gonna solve my problems, or the right person is gonna solve my problems, or systems and having the right process is gonna solve my problems. No, it's all of them working together and holistically helping each other out, so to speak. As we go through this video today, I really want to deep dive into these three components and how it can really help you, again, have a stress-free business. Over these last, 15 years I've been in business, I'm happy to say that I am finally at a point where I really don't stress out about a lot. I was like, really, we broke that? Cool, what are we gonna do about it, And I have amazing people around me that are able to, there's this one lady that works for me and she's amazing, she's like my rock star, but she loves hurricanes in business. Like she goes into them and then she solves them, and she's like the most chill person you'll ever meet, but she loves chaos and going to solve the problem. And so when you look at business differently, that it's not, business is going to have problems, and then it becomes a whole lot less stressful. And when you realize that there's millions of other businesses going through the exact same thing you are, and realizing that you aren't so unique. I know you're probably like, what, I'm not unique? I know, but if you really realize that you're not that unique, and you can then say, okay, how can I kind of learn from others, take all this and really put it into my model, into my company, and see what works for us. So really what we want, again, is speed, agility, and responsiveness in our business. So as we're building the people, process, and technology, always ask the question, does this squash our ability to innovate, create, move fast, and get things done? And so what you'll find is it's gonna challenge a lot of the status quos that are out there. But I want you to be this kind of business owner, because that is when massive innovation happens. One of the things that I'm trying to do is challenge what we're capable of as entrepreneurs. I think that we're capable of so much more, and we can innovate so much more than we've ever done. Because if you think about it, we've been very system heavy and management heavy for the last century, and we really haven't been able to really empower a lot of the people at the top. The visionaries are a lot of times being empowered, but a lot of the teams and the people underneath aren't empowered. So as you build systems and process, you always want to figure out, how do I build innovation throughout all of the levels of my business? Because that is when magic happens. Like that is like, gets me so excited, because that is when you can build a good culture. You have employees that are really excited to work for you. I will go on another rant in another video about employer versus employee, and why there is toxic work environment out there, and why the employee is saying, hey, entrepreneurs owe me this, and entrepreneurs are like, what's the point, because they'll just leave anyways. Like there's this huge battle back and forth, and I have a little bit of an idea of what's causing that, but regardless, it's our job and our role as entrepreneurs to create good companies that can empower and uplift all the way through the organization. So as you're building your people, process, technology out, those systems, figure out how to infiltrate goodness throughout the organization. Ironically enough, I've gone through a people, process, technology journey in a bad way. So again, my goal is to get you to not make the same mistakes I've made. I hired a lot of the wrong people. Actually, before I hired a lot of the wrong people, I hired a lot of people like me. And I find that that's a lot of talks about vision, but not a lot of work getting done. And then I hired a lot of the wrong people, which created a toxic work environment. And then I eventually hired really good people. So it took me a while We got that going. Now I dialed the culture and the people part in, started to hire process engineers to get better process. And then what happened is we swung too far over to the process side where we couldn't move and we couldn't think and we couldn't actually make decisions. And so then I like, okay, let's swing it back to the middle to where we have a good balance of people and process working together. We're kind of in a stage right now where data is super important for us. So we literally, instead of being in 30 different softwares, I've given Salesforce all my money and I said, okay, let's go and put all of the different systems and processes through there so I can get the data that we need. So you get to different points in your business where different things matter. We built a lot of process up and we're literally, every time a new service comes in, we create a process around that. And now we're getting to a point where technology is super important for us. It didn't mean we didn't have technology before, but you use a lot of disjointed software, and thank goodness for Zapier today, where we can actually integrate it without paying $5,000. We're at a point where it's getting super fun. We can actually start to get technology and create automations for things. But again, you gotta make sure you're doing the part based on where you're at in your business. As big as we are, that's okay, but start with people and get that part going. But in order to create stress-free growth, you have to have a game plan to get out of it. You gotta get out of the business. So the sooner you can get your foundation together, grow the heck out of your company, start to automate things, then you can get to where you can have that ability for your business to run without you. So I see a lot of entrepreneurs try to come into my company, outsource everything before they're ready. Like, you need to make sure that you have worked the steps and put in your time where it's needed, because you're gonna appreciate all the different things that happen later on. Now that we talked about people, process, and technology, I'm really excited to share with you kind of how it all fits together and kind of give you the holy grail of business and how it can really springboard you into success and ultimately what I call significance in your business. We're able to really make a difference in the world. And so before I do that, if you want to see more of these videos, go ahead and like this video, subscribe to this channel, and share this with other people. Okay, so let's bring it all together now. So I'm going to show you a different version of this Venn diagram here. So in the past I said people, process, and technology. In the center we have systems. But I actually like to change this a little bit differently, where we have people, process, and technology. And then the center is actually human experience. It's going to kind of shift your brain on why systems are important. Everything you do, you want to say, does this elevate the human experience? And when I talk about human experience, the reason why I go a little broad and I don't say customer value or employee value is because all three of these elements matter, meaning your customers, your employees, and what I call strategic partners that you work with. So whether those are affiliates or vendors that you work with, all of those are really important. And to me, I know people will argue this all day long, where the only purpose is to make profit and to give value to your customers. But honestly, good luck finding employees. So that's why you're seeing this tug of war, is if you put them all into an equal balance, it'll just work out. Let's just say that. Because when employees are happier, you're able to service your customers better. Your customers are happier, they're gonna pay you more. Like, the world goes round when you put the human experience at the center and you say, hey, if I'm a good company first, I'm gonna become a great company that's super successful, that's making a massive difference in the world. And the thing with systems to understand is that if you don't have the right principles and behaviors supporting the system, the tasks will eventually not work because there's not really rooted or grounded in anything solid. Or here's a better scenario, is if you ever shift or change what you do, people won't know how to adapt. They'll think, wait, but it's not written here, it's not here. So if you build it differently, where you empower employees to actually use their brains and to think and to say, hey, I am valued. So when a system does break or something doesn't work out, they're like, oh, hey, I can go and make a decision and actually get this to work. Reiterating this point that it just works magic. This really is the holy grail of systems when you think of the human experience being at the core and really looking differently about all the elements that fit into business and why they are all important. You are gonna set yourself apart from all the businesses out there that are struggling finding employees right now. So if you're wanting to build a team, wanting to build a culture, this is what's gonna get you there. Okay, so now let me tie this all back around to what I talked about this would do for you, which is create a scalable company. If you think about what scalable is, it allows you to grow your company with less effort over time as you're increasing it. So whatever the effort was that it took you to initially do, as you scale your company, it's gonna take less effort. And this people, process, technology framework, and again, in that order, is going to, over time, get to where your business doesn't need you. And that's really my goal here with these videos, is to get to where your business is running itself. It doesn't mean you can't go and create more things, but at the end of the day, you know, hey, if something happens in my life, a tragedy happens, I wanna go on vacation for a month, whatever it is, you can still provide for your family, you can still make a difference in the world, and life's gonna be still okay. And so I wanna change the types of businesses that we're building out there to create a more scalable, sustainable company. And so this is the pathway to get you there, and it's gonna make a huge difference in your life. Wrap it around, so principles skills should drive your systems, and your systems are what's going to ultimately drive the results through the behaviors that are built within your organization. So that's kind of how they all tie together. If you want to learn more stress-free super growth hacks and where I can go deeper into all of these principles and how they apply based on where you're at in your business and the decisions you need to make in your business, I am actually doing a free presentation where you can go to stressfreesupergrowth.com and we will see how we can really make a difference in your business and in your life.